Serious, Redditors from Lebanon or Beirut, how are you after the horrific explosion in the city? My apartment is 2 kilometers away from Beirut port. Am fine. Just lots of broken windows. No one was injured near me. Mom was shocked. I don't know what will happen next. 2019 we lost all our money. 2020 COVID-19, daily 20 hours power cuts. Edit, please donate to Lebanese Red Cross. My brother felt the shockwave 12 to 14 miles east a lot later than I did. I was about 2 miles south, but I managed to reach home without major injuries. I wasn't scared from a trembling building and shattered windows, not cause him so great, but I didn't process what happened, saw the mushroom cloud and genuinely thought we got nuked. I didn't understand the blast, and what I went through before I saw all the videos online. I got extremely lucky. Edit, thanks everyone for the support. I'm fine and managed to sleep a bit. Prayers go out to all affected more than me. Let me tell you that I could still feel the burden of the shockwave for more than 15 minutes afterward. Shocked, heartbroken, and hopeless. Ears still ringing from the blast. Friends and family injured. I don't know how Lebanon is going to cope with this trauma and move on. The whole explosion was like an out-of-body experience that keeps playing over and over in my head. I live just 2 miles away from where the explosion occurred. We live on the 10th floor of a high-rise building. My siblings and I were sitting on the balcony before the impact. I remember clearly feeling the earth shake and us calling out that there was an earthquake. We rushed into our living room only to hear the loudest bang I've ever experienced. My mother, who had seen the entire thing happen from the kitchen window, was hysterical. The moments after the deafening bang were followed by a gust of wind that shook all our windows, slammed all our doors, and shattered our neighboring building's windows. My family was freaking out and unsure of what had just happened. The idea that this was the first act of war was on everyone's minds. My younger sibling experienced a panic attack and my mother was inconsolable. I clearly remember feeling nothing, my emotions were empty, but I felt my knees shaking. I was so focused on making sure my family was okay that I didn't give myself time to process. It wasn't until after I had gone to bed till I realized how bad it was for me too. I had a nightmare about it that woke me up at 4 a.m. and any creak or thump in the night had me flinching. My family and I are physically safe, which is why we're making a trip to donate blood for those who weren't so lucky. I wanted to end with the picture I took a few minutes after and also link the Red Cross for anyone able to donate. Well, in my case I'm fine. I took all the earthquake procedures my family practices once a month in case of an earthquake, then left the building as soon as the shaking stopped. Then came the horrifying part, the smoke, and then boom, the shockwave. I was deafened for about 30 seconds and got a few minor scratches on my arm, but other than that I'm fine. Can't speak for at least 4.5k others though, sadly smile. My grandmom sadly passed away, while my brother came out safely with a few burns. I'm so sorry, frown. Lived a kilometer away from the explosion. I left Lebanon 2 weeks ago to visit family. My house is completely destroyed and unlivable. My 2 closest friends were my roommates. One was in the bathroom when it happened, the other was outside walking back from work. They were sending me voice notes of what was going on while it happened. These 2 men are the strongest people I know, and getting messages from both of telling me to tell their families they love them in case anything happens shakes you. If they were in their rooms, I can't begin to imagine what would have happened to them. They're both safe now in the mountains. Thankfully no one I know is dead, just lots of injuries. Edit, guys, please, if you can donate to our Lebanese Red Cross, they'll need the help they can get. I got an award, but your funds are better used for the volunteers that commit their life for our health and safety. Supportlurk.app. Devastated. I'm thinking that life was paradise before that explosion, and trust me, life was ducking shit even before the disaster. Edit, it has been confirmed that my teacher at university lost his life in the incident. You've reminded me that shit is bad now, but it could always be worse. Lebanese but living in Australia. Auntie and uncle are in hospital with some injuries but are okay. My dad's auntie, however, is missing, and she lived nearby in a building on one of the top floors. We are fearing the worst. Frown. Edit, great news, guys. I am just at my dad's house and he has told me that his auntie's daughter found her unconscious in her room. She is making a recovery in hospital. Her property has been destroyed. There is a bit of relief at home, but we are still concerned for my uncle and auntie. Dad's sister and brother-in-law. My auntie's shoulder is broken and I am not fully aware of my uncle's injuries just yet. Dad is saying he is in pretty bad shape and requires surgery. My cousins in the villages are heading towards Beirut to visit them. I'll update this post when I find out more. Thank you all for the kind words. Please keep the people of Lebanon in your thoughts and prayers. They have been doing it tough for a while and this just doesn't make anything any easier. I'm Lebanese and I'm stuck abroad because of COVID. I was on the phone with my grandmother when it happened. You do not want to hear your grandmother yelling like she is about to die. Everyone I know and I spent hours making phone calls, texting people, "Are you alive?" Worrying when the other person took more than a split second to answer. We had ceiling to floor windows in my house, they're completely destroyed. Mom had to stay home alone all night, and we were worried someone would try to break in because we live on the second floor. We were also worried about the fumes. This is something I wouldn't wish on my worst enemy. I'm okay, I guess. I literally keep replaying the explosion in my head. I keep replaying every single motion and movement I did. I hear my mom's scream echo in my head. And then mine. In a weird ducked up replay that I can't press the stop button. But I'm adjusting. I finally stopped crying, which is a step forward. But I'm still scared of any and all noises at it. Thank you so much for all the help, advice, and kind words. It's taking me a while to answer you all, but I'm working my way through it and it really is offering a helpful distraction. Thank you all three. I'm so sorry that sounds frightening. Writing out your feelings about it on paper can help get some of it out of your head. This actually can really help. It's something your brain is trying to process, and writing it down can help to slow down the activity. It worked for me for far less traumatic things that kept me awake at night during stressful times. Please take care. Because of the rising COVID-19 cases the past week, I asked my company yesterday if I could work from home for the meantime to keep my family safe, and they agreed. The explosion happened at around 18:05, at which time I would still be in the office. My workplace building collapsed from the inside, and people rushed out while the building was falling on top of them. I can't shake off the feeling that I pretty much just escaped death, and it is surreal. My aunt's house got destroyed, and I had to go pick her up. There was shattered glass everywhere, dust, and debris. But the shit that gets you is how silent and loud, if that makes any sense. Being in the middle of it actually is. All you hear are sirens, echoing alarms, and screams of people looking for each other. I am outraged because of this government and its incompetence. Not once did it manage to do anything good for the country. I want to go down and hang all of them on the streets, including their puppet master Hassan Nasrallah. Edit, just so you know, when the explosion happened, everyone around the world was making statements and giving their condolences, even Israel. Our president? Nothing. Not even 14 hours after the explosion. Please do not give me awards. If you're feeling generous, donate instead to the Lebanese Red Cross. Thank you. Thank you all for your kind words. Condolences, your 1987 survivor's guilt is very real. Forgive yourself, it was coincidence, but allow yourself room and time to grieve. Get counseling, even if it's online or over the telephone. The sooner the better. It'll help you process the events safely. Best to you and yours three. Thank you for the kind words, but I had it easy. Lots of families are homeless, and a lot are still searching for their families' remains. And hearing the government keep pinning it on someone else is driving me crazy. It's their fault and not anybody else. I don't feel guilt, just anger. After 12 hours my ear still hurts a little. I'm getting myself checked today. The shock wave was really intense. Thank God my lazy ass didn't go for a walk. Edit, typo. I'm an expat here, living nearby. It a bit shook up. I thought my partner and I were going to die. We hid under the bed. I thought it was the predicted once in a century 8.0 earthquake. Then I thought terrorists or Israeli strike as we fled into the street to open ground. I am extremely glad it was not those things. Those things would be worse. Goddamn, I was happy to get drunk last night. Would this blast wave affect a commercial airliner flying nearby? It could if it was low flying. I was looking at other instances of ammonia nitrate explosions, and one of them took down 2 low-flying planes. By low flying I mean they were said to be at 1,500 feet, which is very low for planes. I just woke up. I was hoping that all of this was just a nightmare. I was far away from Beirut when it happened. But I have relatives who were just near it. Fortunately, all of them are safe. They all just had their apartment's windows broken. Not everyone is lucky as I am. I feel as though all this was a movie, but it really happened, and now we're dealing with dead and searching for missing and thousands more that will eventually die. Nothing scares me anymore after seeing this. This event reminded me of 9/11 for that reason. I watched it on a screen and it looked completely unreal, like a movie. And yet, the devastation.